morning, everyone. My name is Jacqueline Donado. I am the Strategic Program Manager of the Queens Chamber of Commerce, a non-for-profit business organization celebrating this year our 110th anniversary. We are very pleased to present Restaurant Revitalization Fund by Manly Lin, Economic Development Specialist for the U.S. Small Business Administration, SBA. These days, Manly has been very, very busy, and we are very pleased to have her as presenting this webinar. Our outreach specialist, Mohamed Amin, will be sharing the PowerPoint presentation and will upload this video into the YouTube channel of the Queens Chamber of Commerce for you review later on. Please write your questions in the chat. We will ask the questions to our speaker, but be alert that most of the questions are answered during Manly's presentation. We are broadcasting, as always, on Facebook Live. And once again, thank you for being here. I look forward to work with you, all of you. Manly, welcome again. The floor is all yours.
Oh, can I start screen share?
You will.
You have to, right? Okay. Okay, good morning, everyone. So today, actually, the first news I want to share with you. There is a breaking news about PPP. I received it this morning, 9:15, that actually the PPP funding actually has been exhausted. So SBA will continue funding those already approved by SBA. But new applicants actually only be funded through community financial institution, financial lenders, those financial lenders that they serve underserved communities. So next slide, I will show you actually in New York district office, we have 5 microloan lenders. Actually, you still can apply through them. And you will receive this PowerPoint. Another good news is SBA.gov now have different languages. So if you go to SBA.gov, on the right upper corner, have a translate, and you select the language that actually you're familiar with. So you can read all the SBA's information, not just the relief, information in different languages. Okay, so the first thing just want to share with you, PPP, we know that actually, already stopped receiving the application. Shuttle venue operators grant still continue. It started on April 26th. And then idols actually, right now, you still can apply to the end of this year. But there are 2 good news if you already applied for IDOL. Right now we have a target economic injury, we call target IDOL. Later I will show you 2 slides. And also, if you already apply for IDOL, actually right now you should request for increase. I will provide you the detailed information. And today, actually, we will focus on the $28.6 billion of the Restaurant Revitalization Fund. Okay, so I would call RRF. Okay, for the Restaurant Revitalization Fund, we call RRF. Already started application on Monday, May 3rd. So the first 21 days up to May 23rd. Everybody can apply, but SBA only process those business owned by women, veterans, and socially and economically disadvantaged applicants. Process those and can deposit the funds first. And then after 22nd days, actually, SBA will process all the applicants. So by the orders that actually you apply. So I encourage you, even you are not the priority groups, actually you should apply as soon as possible. Okay, so totally $28.6 billion. We know that is not enough and is first come, first served. So please apply as soon as possible. And the covered period actually is good. For PPP, 8 weeks, 24 weeks. Now for the RRF, actually the covered period will be 3 years. Okay, so you can use the eligible uses before March 11, 2023. So you have 3 years. And the first requirement is you are not permanently closed. Okay, so and generally speaking, what kind of industry actually are qualified? So any business place that actually the publics, you open to the publics, and your primary purpose of being served food, is providing food and drinking. So next slide will show you in detail. On the left side, restaurants, food stands, food trucks, food carts, caterers, bars, saloons, lounges, taverns, and any licensed facilities. Actually, you are a beverage alcohol producer and you offer the publics can taste or sample or purchase products. And similar places actually for the publics, you can serve them food or drink. And snack and non-alcoholic beverage bars is eligible too. On the right side, this industry, they are eligible, but they have to provide in 2019, at least 33% of your revenue actually is on-site sales to the public. It's not sell online or to the wholesales, have to be on-site sales. Okay. So include bakeries, brew pots, tasting rooms, tap rooms, breweries, and wineries and distillers, and also inn. Okay. Here, I just want to make it clear, hotel and motel not eligible. So 33%, if your business actually located in an airport terminal, it's okay, or your business inside another business, like in the conference center or inside a hotel, but you operate your business independently. It's not belong or under the hotel or conference center. Okay, and also the bowling galleries actually is eligible, but the golf course is not eligible. So who are not eligible? The first one, if owned by state or local government. The second one, on March 13, 2020, you have more than 20 locations, including all the affiliations, like you own other business. Okay. For example, you own restaurants and also you own the cleaning companies. Actually, you have to count them all. And the third one, if you already receive or have a pending application for the shuttle venue operator, you're not eligible. Or publicly traded company, permanently closed, or nonprofit organization, not eligible. The last one, after the calculation, your amount actually of the funding is less than $1,000, you are not eligible. So on the website, you can see all the details in different languages. So all the business style, okay, eligible, including B corporation. You can choose to use S or C corporation, depends on how you file your tax. And you can use your EIN number or social security number or your ITIN number to apply. But for ITIN number, actually have to be, in the past 3 years, you have to at least pay 1 year's tax. Okay, and the good news actually, on March 11, 2021, if you already spend money in preparing for your business, renovation, those expenses, but you are not open yet to the public. Actually, you can apply for the RRF. Also, for the bankruptcy, for PPP, you are not eligible, but for RRF, if you're still operating under an approved plan of reorganization under a Chapter 11, 12, or 13 bankruptcy, actually you are eligible. But if you already filed a Chapter 7 bankruptcy, you are not eligible. And if you already got PPP, okay, it's okay. Or you didn't apply for PPP, it's okay. But there is if you already applied for PPP but still pending, you're waiting for the result or approve. Actually, you have to make decision. You cannot apply for PPP and RRF simultaneously. So our advice actually is if you want to apply for RRF, you have to withdraw your outstanding PPP loan. And we know that actually PPP loan amount is already exhausted, so you have to withdraw that one. Otherwise, computer will show you apply for that one. Okay, shelter venue we already mentioned cannot applied or pending, but if you have been denied a shuttle venue operator grant, actually you can apply for RRF. If you got any idle advance or target idle advance, you are eligible. So idle is nothing to do with the RRF. If you are a franchise, actually, you can check SBA franchise directory. You must be listed on that list. If not, if you cannot find your brand, actually, your franchisor have to submit the franchise disclosure documents to SBA. So for our review. So, and we can add that on your directly. How much can you get? Actually, each location per location, you can get up to $5 million. But total, okay, total of all your business actually cannot more than $10 million. Also, Congress requests actually all the applicants actually have to make a good faith certification because the current economic uncertainty. So you need this funding to support you. Okay, and there is one example. For example, you're after the calculation, you can get $2,000, but you got a PPP loan for $1,500. So $2,000 have to minus $1,500. So that's 500. Is less than $1,000. Because Congress actually, they mandate that these eligible entities use for the funds to support the ongoing operation. So if less than $1,000, they don't think that can support your business ongoing. Okay, so that's why it's not eligible. Okay, the other very important things, when we do the calculation, it depends on when you start your business in operation. Okay, so when they talk about in operation, actually means the day that you started making sales. It's not the day that you register with the state or city. So keep that in mind. Your first you sell to your first customers, that's the day actually you started your operation. Okay, so there is one example here. If you formed an LLC on August 15, 2015, but you didn't make the first sales actually until January 1st, 2016. So actually your days in operation is January 1st, 2016. And later, when I talk about the calculation, if you started your operation or sales actually during 2019, then you can choose to use calculation 2 or 3. Correction, we know through PPP, if you submit the wrong number or information, it's very difficult to correct them. Although RRF, actually, you can revisit the application portal to correct those mistakes, or submit the new documentation. But actually that will restart, okay? They will restart your timeline for review and payment. So for RRF, SBA right now just say if no problem at all, actually supposed to disperse the money to you within 14 days. But if you do the correction, then you have to start your 14 days circle, the timeline. The last thing, if already dispersed the money to you, then you cannot make any correction. So make sure actually you check everything. So this is the table, the timeline actually. So depends on the time that actually you sell. No, you have the first making sales. That's in operation. So if you started your sales actually before January 1st, 2019, you use calculation 1. If you started your sales actually during 2019, you can choose to use calculation 2 or 3. If you started your business actually between January 1st, 2020 and March 10th, 2021, you use calculation 3. If your business actually as of March 11, 2021, you haven't opened to the public, but actually you already spent a lot of expenses to prepare for your business, you can apply. You use calculation 3. So the calculation is really simple, okay, but you need to have all the documents to support your number. So the first one, calculation 1, actually is for those business that you started your sales before or on January 1st, 2019. First, you get your 2019 gross receipt from your tax return, and then minus, subtract your 2020's gross receipt from your 2020's tax return, and then minus, subtract your PPP loans that you receive. No matter how many, okay, 1 or 2, you have to minus all those numbers. And when SBA hope you can get more money, so actually when you feel, for the 2020's gross receipt, actually, please do not include those fundings you get from government, PPP, EIDL, or from Department of Education. I have to explain what's the Section 1112 payment. That's those borrowers get government get SBA's guarantee loan, including 7A, 504, or microloan. SBA actually repaid, okay, pay for everybody, all the borrowers actually 6 months in 2020 and actually 3 months in 2021. So those are the Section 1112 payment. Don't include those in the gross receipt. So actually you can get more money. Okay, now we look at calculation 2. Okay, the calculation 2 actually is those business actually they start your sales actually during 2019. Okay, so first thing you have to calculate your 2019's average monthly gross receipt. Okay, here has one example. For example, you were in operation only for 2.5 months in 2019, and you make $25,000. So you use 25,000 divided by 2.5, so it's $10,000 per month. Okay, then you times 12. That means you pretend that actually if you were in operation for the whole year, you were supposed to get $120,000. So you use that amount to subtract minus your 2020's gross receipt and the PPP loan. That's it. Okay, so it's very simple. But remember, each location you only can go up to $5 million, and totally all of your all the business actually you own more than 50%. Or you got a contract or agreement that actually you can control that company, so cannot more than $10 million. If less than $1,000, then you are not eligible. Now let's look at calculation 3. Calculation 3 are for the following 3 groups. Actually, the first one, if you started your sales actually between January 1st, 2020 and March 10th, 2021, and also on March 11, 2021, you haven't started your business, haven't opened to the public, or actually you started your business actually in 2019, you can choose calculation 2 or 3. Okay, so if you choose calculation 3, so step 1 actually you have to get look at the day. Okay, it's between February 15, 2020 and March 11, 2021. All of your eligible expenses. Okay, how much you expended actually between that. Okay, so that's more than 1 year, and then you subtract your 2020 and the 2021 up to March 11, actually your sales, and then minus actually PPP loan. That's it. Okay, so there is a calculation 4. Calculation 4 is very special. It's for you have more than one location, and for example, you have 3 restaurants, but all each of them actually they started at different year or different time. So you have to calculate according to the time that actually they started. So one, maybe one in before January 1st, 2019, then you use calculation 1 for that one. Then one is during 2019, you use calculation 2 or 3, and then others actually you use calculation 3 individually. Okay, you calculate each of them. Then step 2, you add them total amount, and then the third one, they ask you how many locations total. That's it. Okay, so total amount and how many locations. So eligible use of the funds of the RRF, okay, cover period actually is 3 years. Okay, so if you cannot use all of the funds actually before March 11, 2023, you have to return any unused funds to Treasury. Okay, so you can use the money on business payroll cost. That is similar to PPP. Okay, it's all the cover those compensation to your employees, including those the benefits. Okay, and the second one is business mortgage obligation. For PPP only can pay for interest, but for RRF can pay for both in principal and interest, but not include a prepayment. For rent, actually cannot include any prepayment, and business debt service, including if you have other loans or you have credit card debts. Number 5, utilities. Okay, utilities similar to PPP but have more. For example, if you are a food truck, actually you need gasoline, and if you deliver, actually you need gasoline too. No, for food truck, you need gas, and for the delivery, you need gasoline. Those can be counted. And also maintenance expenses. You maintain your walls, floors, deck surface, or furniture and equipment. But number 7, construction, it's very strict, actually only for outdoor seating. Construction expenses cannot include your expansion. If you want to expand your indoor, restaurant, or you expand to another location, that can be used for that reason. Number 8, business suppliers, including you buy the PPE for your worker or cleaning materials. And the business food and beverage expenses, including raw materials for beer, wine, or spirit. Also for the covered supplier cost, actually that's the same as PPP, only for essential to the operating of your business. And the last one, business operating expenses. Okay, so you include rent, equipment, suppliers, inventory, accounting, training, legal, marketing, insurance, licenses, fees. Okay, so those are day-to-day activities. And just remember, past due expenses are eligible. So count back, okay? If you owe your landlord money actually from February 15, 2020, you can use this fund for that. So because you're using the federal funding, so actually you have to make a report. This is actually, this is a grant, okay? But you have to write a report. So every year's December for 3 years, or 2 years actually, before you use up the funds, actually every December you have to send a report, actually how much you have used and in what. So SBA will announce the details, how much, what's the form or what's the item you have to include it. So let's talk about how to apply. There are 3 ways. The first one, through a point of sale vendor. If you are using the POS services, actually, SBA already signed agreement with Square and Toast. So if you use Square or Toast, actually, you can apply just on their website. Clover and NCR, also called Aloha, they cannot, they don't provide the application through their website, but they can provide you those financial documents that actually you can upload by yourself. The number 2 ways actually is you can apply on SBA's website, restaurants.sba.gov. And number 3, you can use telephone to apply. I will go to the detail. So, POS, if you use other services, actually is not, including in this 4, you can get the financial report from them too. So actually will be faster actually, because it's, those numbers actually are validated. If you apply directly on SBA's website, okay, the first thing is you have to gather all the documents and save that on your computer so you can upload. Then you go to the website. The platform is restaurant.sba.gov. You create an account. So even you're not ready, you can create an account first, okay? Actually, let's start from Friday. Then you answer the questions. Actually, I will go over with you later. After that, you upload all the documents, and also after you finish, they will have a DocuSign package sent to you. So you sign it, then can trigger SBA review process for 14 days. If they need more information or other documents, they will contact you by email. So please watch your email. And also, if you are approved, actually the funds will be automatically deposited to your bank account. If you want to apply by telephone, first things, you still have to collect all the documents. Then call the number 844-279-8898. You answer all the questions, and the agent actually will enter all the information for you. Then the agents will print out actually and mail to you, okay? And you have to sign them, and also have to notarize, okay? You have to notarize those documents and mail back to SBA. So that just begin your application, the 14 days, okay? So that's why you can see actually will take longer time for those mailing. So so actually SBA hope that actually you can find, if you can find any computer, you can apply online, you should apply online, okay? Because the money, we know $28.6 billion is not enough. So actually it's first come, first served. The other things actually, of course, you will provide a commercial business account, your bank account. For those sole proprietors, actually you don't have a separate business account, you have to submit the document to prove that actually at least for 3 months that actually that is really your account and related to your restaurant operation. So this is the phone number actually you apply, and also there's a hotline. So when you apply, if you encounter any difficulty or you have some questions, you can ask them. Just call them even when you are applying online. If you need assistance, actually you can contact SBA's resource partner. You can go to sba.gov/local assistance. So as Small Business Development Center, Women Business Center, and SCORE, they can help you. We have some examples because a lot of people ask the question. If you have, for example, you have 3 restaurants and each have their own EIN number, and every year they file the tax individually, then you should do the same thing, okay? File individually. Then, but if you have 3 restaurants, actually you just have one EIN number, and usually you just file tax actually for all 3 restaurants every year, then you should do the same thing, okay? You must file one application. If you have 3 restaurants, you have one EIN number, and they started all different time. Actually, I already explained, you calculate them in different timeline that actually supposed to, and then add them together and you put in a calculation for. If you are the self-employees, actually you can use EIN number or social security number or IT number, okay? But if any other entity that do not have an EIN number, then that is not eligible. So they want to make sure everybody pay tax actually. And any owners own more than 20% of the business, if they don't have a social security number or IT number, the business is not eligible. SBA tried to really make sure the tiny business can get the funding. So we set aside $5 billion actually for those business actually didn't make more than $500,000 in 2019. And $5 million for those didn't make more than $50,000 in 2019. Okay, so we have priority, okay? I already mentioned that actually for the first 21 days, only those businesses owned by women, veterans, or socially and economic disadvantaged. So you have to at least 51% owned by those 3 special groups, okay? So what's socially and economic disadvantaged individuals? They have lists here. Black Americans, Hispanic Americans, Native Americans, including Alaska Natives and Native Hawaiians, Asian Pacific Americans, or subcontinent Asian Americans. So these individuals actually, they are socially and economically disadvantaged, and okay, for both. But actually, if you are handicapped, you are qualify as a priority, okay? And SBA just add LGBT groups. Actually, you are qualified for socially disadvantaged, but you have to prove your economic disadvantage. So actually, you have to check your net worth, personal income, and total assets. You need the numbers, okay? So economic disadvantaged individuals actually are those individuals that your ability to compete in the free enterprise system has been impaired due to diminished capital and credit opportunities. So at least 51%. So there are 2 examples, okay? First one, if 5 owners actually each own 20%, two owners are veterans and 1 is socially economic disadvantage. So you count 3, okay? 3 of the owners, so total is 60%. You're qualified for the priority group. But if 5 owners actually the owner, one of the owner is a woman, veterans, and also socially and economic disadvantage, then only can count one. So it's 20%. So she's not qualified for the priority, but of course she can apply and then wait until the 22 days for the processing. So now we have to look at those documents. This is very important because when you apply online, you need to upload all the documents. Otherwise, actually, the computer won't accept it. So the first one is SBA Form 3172. That's online. Okay, I will go over with you. We have a sample. The second one is online too. Is IRS Form 4506T. That one is authorized SBA can get your tax information from IRS. And then the following gross receipt document. Okay, so you have, and also expenses according to what form you use for your tax. So go to more detail. So if you use calculation 1 and 2, you need to fill out those two forms I just mentioned. Then you have to upload your 2019 tax return. You also have to provide 3 months of bank statement. And the following, your 2020's gross receipt, you have to choose, okay, at least one. So SBA preferred, okay, so prefer that you can have 2020's your tax return, or you can get a report from your POS service, okay, because SBA doesn't have to spend time to verify with IRS. So actually you can get your funding, you can get your funds earlier. But if you don't have this, and SBA can accept your income statement, like your income statement or the P&L. So those you have to sign, date, and certify as to accuracy. Okay, so I think everybody should try to get those preferred documents. So make sure you can get the funding within 14 days. If you use calculation 3, okay, you have to fill out those two forms online and then provide 3 months of bank statements. And then your 2020 and the 2021 gross receipt, at least one for each year. So SBA preferred you can submit your 2020's federal tax return filed, or if you haven't filed, it's okay, but you can use the form to fill in all the informations that you have to sign and date it. Or you can get report from your POS for the 2020 and 2021. Okay, for the eligible expenses, this is very important for calculation 3. Okay, so at least you can choose preferred or accept. Okay, for the preferred is if you can get a CPA comfort letter. Comfort letter is your CPA just have all the numbers and then state that actually the already check everything is accurate. Okay, so if you can get that later, would be much easier. And also you have to include this, for the expenses, you need to have payroll documents in your 941 and outdoor seating expenses. Okay, so you have to provide those invoices or payments. And business debt, you need to have lender loan statements. Okay. If you don't have this, actually we can accept the income statement or P&L and other payroll documents, outdoor seating expense, and the business debt. Those documents. If you are one of these industry, okay, brew pub, tasting rooms, tap rooms, brewery, winery, distillery, or bakery, you need to submit the document to prove that actually in 2019, more than 33% of your gross receipt actually is actually on-site sales. Okay, like you at your place actually use to the public. So some business ask actually if somebody order online and then pick up in the store, that's eligible. But if so this is only for 2019. Okay, if 2020 everybody sell online, that is okay, but you have to prove 2019. So here, because everybody manage differently, so they suggest you some documents that actually you can find here. Okay, and the in is the same thing, have to submit the document. You can go up to this website to download the IRS form 45060. I suggest everybody should download all the forms, and then you fill them out, have all the calculations, and then when you go to the platform to apply, you just transfer all the numbers and information. So much easier. They say actually it's less than 30 minutes you can finish. Okay, this is very important information for the gross receipt. Actually, how what you can include, what you shouldn't include it. Later, I will have 2 more slides. Actually, I have provide you the details actually, because gross receipt actually you need to make sure you have all the items in it. So the best practice for you to apply for RRF, the first one, you have to get all the documents. Okay, get ready. Then usually you should talk to your CPA or your accounting professionals or services. Actually, make sure the numbers are correct. That you calculate. You want to submit those, and then when you apply online, please make sure all the information is correct before you submit them. And the last one, if you still want to apply for the PPP, I think that's not a question now because already closed, so that's good. So when you apply for RRF, actually, if there is any pending PPP, you should withdraw that. The next section is the definition. Okay, we know that actually, if you're not clear, the gross receipt here, okay, they have they tell you which form, which line, actually the numbers actually you should use, okay. But you should reduce by returns and allowances, but excluded net capital gains, okay, and the losses. So this is the important message for you. Don't include any here, any funding from government, and also this is talk about the tax and actually for other domestic affiliations. So please make sure that you read these two slides. And the payroll cost include the following is similar to PPP. Payroll costs do not include the following 2 slides. So I will send the PowerPoint to you. So please make sure all the numbers is correct. Otherwise, it will take a longer time to verify your information. Okay. Now, I already explained what's socially and economically disadvantaged. Okay, so when you apply, you should check that. Now we will go through the form sample. Okay, because you will apply online, so I will show you the screenshot actually. Okay, this is the information that actually you should prepare. Okay. Business legal name, please use exactly the same as on your IRS form. Do business as if is applied, if different from your business legal name. And your address, of course, is your main location address. But if you're like food trucks actually or cars, you fill in the address actually for your business headquarters. I think normally is your home address. SBA cannot accept PO boxes. And your tax ID number, you can choose EIN number, social security number, or IT number. And your bank account information. Actually, later I will show you is you can choose automatically. They can search for you. If any owners own more than 20%, you have to provide them their tax ID number and percentage of the ownership and their address. Now you choose your business style, your business structure, and you answer the question, yes, no question, okay. Is your business government operated? Is your business, no, is owners actually own more than 20 location, yes or no? Did you apply or you already got shuttle venue operator grants? Is your business is a publicly traded company? Um, okay, so then you check your industry. Okay. Is the business permanently closed? If involved in bankruptcy, actually, which one is your situation? And your first PPP, okay, no matter you got it in 2020 or 2021, okay, your first PPP, the loan amount and the SBA's PPP loan number, so you need to get that number, okay, the one that SBA assigned to you. And your second PPP, same thing. So I hope if you don't know the SBA's PPP loan number, you can ask your lender, they have that number. Is the business have any affiliation on more than 50% of other business? Is the business a franchise? Is a business suspended or debarred or actually voluntarily excluded from any federal government uh, or agency? The last one, okay, what day did you begin making sales? So remember, that's the definition of in operation. You have to find out that day, the first day that actually you sold your products actually to your first customers. So this is the calculation, but actually because online, so totally different. I will show you later. So this is how will you spend your money, okay? You can select all that apply. Okay, now priority, okay? So only women or minority we don't call minority, we call socially and economically disadvantaged or veterans. So you should check the one that actually you're qualified for that definition. Normally, like I know socially and economically disadvantaged individuals, business actually, if you want to get government contract, you want to certify for that, it takes months, okay, at least 7 months, and you have to submit a lot of document. But for RRF purpose, actually, you were just self-certify. You just check here, then you initial it. That's it, okay. Some veterans ask if they have to submit the documents. Actually, is not necessary yet. Okay, until SBA will audit your application. So for next one will be documentation. Okay, so the first two actually online, and then the third one actually how which one you can submit. They have here for you that what you should submit. And also for those industry I mentioned, you need to prove that more than 33 of your gross receipt. Okay, those they have documents. So you have to upload all the documents, otherwise the computer won't accept it. The last thing is actually your authorized representative, means who was signed, okay, the person that signed it. Then you have to answer the question and initiate it. Like your business not permanently closed, and also you will use the funding for eligible use during the covered period. And also you certify that you were certified to SBA how you use those funding. And also you don't own or operate more than 20 locations. you didn't receive or apply pending for shuttle venue operator grant, not a publicly traded company, and all the information is true and accurate. And no, so you know that actually if there you are on the treasury do not pay list, actually SBA will notify you to resolve that issue. But if you cannot submit the documents to prove that, then SBA may decline your application. The other things, SBA can select your application for audit or review. And also you authorize SBA to get your tax information from IRS. The next one is you know you have to certify actually, okay, that you are eligible to receive the funding, that you didn't do the illegal activities. And also next one, and also you will purchase only American made equipment and products. And the last one, you have read the statements and you understand them. Make sure you understand each of them because you will be held accountable for what you answer. So this one is optional for the demographic information. Okay, I will send you the PowerPoint. So if you see the left upper corner, have the green circle. So this is all instructions. Okay, so when if you any items you're not clear, you can come here. So this is for business payroll, including everything here. Okay, so this is each items you can find the answer here. I think important is like affiliation. So here I want to show you actually the screenshot on the platform. So so actually the beginning is eligibility. So I type up here for you. So you answer those yes, no question that we already went through. Okay. So those are the samples that actually I show you. So you should get all those information before you come online. So the second one, business details, specials, here. You should check actually if you have more than 51% owned by women, veterans, or socially and economically disadvantaged. Okay, so this is the one I mentioned. Okay, a lot of people didn't realize that this is mean the minority groups that actually I already explained to you. So this is a franchise bankruptcy, and then restaurant type. We don't have the screenshot here. Just you check the one is your business type, and the next one is actually your business type. Okay, when you they have the drop down menu, you can choose. This is for the information and your address. The next one is here, affiliated business. Okay, so you have to check this one. You have more than 51% of another business, or any owners of or more than 20%. Actually, they have another business more than 50%. Okay, or if you are a holding or management company that owns or manage a business other than the applicant's business, actually, you must count these entities as separate affiliates and locations. So one business owner asked me, he owned several restaurants, also a dry clean store. So actually have to count all the business, okay? So cannot more than 20. So the award calculation here, first you check all the purpose of award, how will you spend the funds, and then your first PPP and second PPP here have additional PPP loan. If you know, because you apply with your EIN number, but if you have another PPP loan or the same PPP loan that actually you use other social security number or other EIN number, then you should put here. we want to make sure that actually all the PPP's amount actually be included. The next one is, you can see here, they choose calculation. You have to choose, okay? I already mentioned there are 4 tables. So table 1, table 2, table 3, table 4. You have to check the correct one. And then when you check, for example, if you click table 1, and then they tell you, you must be, or started your sales before January 1st, 2019. So the only thing you need to enter will be 2019's gross receipt and 2020's gross receipt and the number of location. Okay, then the computer will calculate for you. Okay, they calculate automatically, and they will show here. If you click table 2 or others, actually they will show different numbers you have to enter. The next one is deposit account. So we already mentioned that for your safe, make sure that's your account. You have to provide 3 months of your bank account statement, okay, to show that actually relate to your restaurants related transactions. Okay, so here the account information. Okay, here I have to explain to you. Actually, you can choose. Okay, they say it's very secure and private. So if you agree, you can choose the left hand side automated entry. Means you just enter your bank and then also your username and your password, like your online banking. Okay, so the website actually can find your accounts there. They would get all the numbers automatically for you. Okay, but if you don't have the online banking, or you don't want to just provide your username or your password, then you can choose the right side, manual entry. You can enter your bank account, all the routing numbers, everything by yourself, okay? But make sure it's actually don't make any mistakes. The next one will be supporting documents, okay? So for example, we select table 1, so they tell you actually you have to submit this, okay? So depends on which table you click. Table means calculation, okay? I explained before, calculation 1, 2, 3, okay? So when you click on different table, actually, they will tell you what documents you need to submit. And if you don't have those documents, the computer won't accept it. Okay, so next one is authorized owner of the applicant. So it's a person that actually will sign this document. Okay, so the information, and then finally, okay, they will tell you the summary here, that all the information you should read and make sure is correct. They even they already tell you estimated award amount here, okay, and your bank account. So make sure you check and maybe ask somebody else to check with you again too. After that, then you can sign electronically and submit the application. Okay, so that actually is completion of your application. Or some people, maybe they find their answers, they need to get more stuff, or they don't know the number, they can withdraw application. On the left side, actually, you can see actually they have more functions. You can check your status. You can send emails if you have any questions. This is the platform. So please, you create an account, please remember your password and username. This is even when you report, you have to do the annual report, how much you have used the funds and how you use the funds, okay, in what. You have to come back here to report. So please make sure you keep the information. And there is another function, actually, if you need help, on the right bottom corners, actually, need help. So if you have a question for some items, you click there and actually you type in what you need help. Actually, they will give you answer. So this is the final. They will say what to expect. Okay, so they tell you you should come back to check or you want to communicate with SBA. So I feel this platform actually is very good for very complete services for everybody. The final is that actually I know you know people usually have a specific question, but they did a good job. So actually, there are two website, two links actually. You can find the FAQs because a lot of people ask questions, so they post there and post the answer. So if you have specific question, I encourage you just go there to find the answer. I believe that actually totally actually for the RF knowledge base, I think about 100 Q&A, and for technical help articles, actually about more than 50. Okay, I checked that yesterday, so it's total like 150 question and answers there. So very detailed, and that's the guidelines, that's the rules that actually everybody should follow. Okay, so now I've finished the RRF. I want to talk about actually the good news for the IDOL and SVOG. PPP we know actually is not accepted the application. Um, but actually I want to remind everybody that actually you need to apply for the forgiveness. So I just want to let you know on May 19, actually at 9:30, I will make a presentation about how to apply for the forgiveness, because there are 3 forms. Actually, you have to choose the correct one and how to calculate them. Okay. For idle, actually, good news. Actually, I already mentioned after April 6th, actually, all the new applications actually originally idle only provide you 6 months of your like monthly obligation. Okay, all the bills usually you have to pay. Um, they cover 6 months. Now they raise up to 24 months, like 2 years. Okay, and a month you can go up to $500,000. So how do you request that? Next slide I will show you. The other good news is actually originally they say you don't have to pay until 12 months later. Now they double it. Okay, you don't have to repay it until 24 months later. Okay, so here if you have any questions about idle, you should contact them by email or telephone. This is the slide that actually, if you want to request for increase, okay, they changed the policy. I remember 2 weeks ago when I told about this, they asked everybody send them an email. Now they upgrade their platform, so you can request on the website by yourself. So this is a website when you apply for the idol. So you can find the button that have request more funds. Then they will ask you, check all the information to see if any changes or update information. And then will ask you your most recent tax return, what form actually you use. And then they will let you actually select a new increase loan amount. You use the slider bar. You can make decision, because if you accept more than $200,000, actually you have to provide the personal collateral. Okay, and then after you decide that the amount, actually then you sign it. Sign the form 45060 so SBA can get your tax information from IRS. make sure everything is correct, then you can submit it. This is how you request for increase. We don't know how fast actually. Okay, so some people just submit last, I think just this week actually. They asked me when can they get money because they have I think more than, I don't know, before number is like a 4 million cases. So don't expect you can get it right away. Okay. But you can call or send an email to ask. Also, some borrowers ask me what's target idle advance. We know idle have advance part. Those are the grants that actually is not loan. So if you already applied in 2020, okay, and you got some advance that maybe less than $10,000 because you have less than 10 employees. That's $1,000 per employees for you, and maximum amount is $10,000. So because SBA got extra funding, so actually they only for those target business actually applicants located in the low income area. Okay, there is a map, and then also they can prove that actually they have more than 30% reduction in revenue. So that actually then they will give everybody $10,000, no matter how many employees you have. The other groups will get this funding is those they applied idle advance last year. They were approved, but actually the funding ran out. So some people they didn't get that, so they will be notified by the SBA disaster center. Okay, but nobody actually can apply for that now. Okay, only those already applied. The other good news actually is this is just announced actually on April 22nd. This is a new funding for $5,000 called supplemental target advance. So have to be those already um, applied and also located in a low income area and suffered more than 50% the economic loss, have 10 or fewer employees. So the details, okay. So those already applied, actually SBA will notify them, okay. So the new guidelines actually will be announced. So this the shuttle venue operators I mentioned is still accepting application from April 26th. The last one I want to share with you, I think is very important. Remember, I mentioned that actually SBA repaid for, if you got SBA's 7A 504 or micro loan, in 2020, SBA repaid for you for 6 months. And then if 2021, if you can get those loans before September 30th this year, SBA will repay 3 months of principal and interest payment for you. Okay, so each month can go up to $9,000. So totally can up to $27,000. It's like grand. So if you are interested, the 7A loan, let me see, I have the slides for you. The 7A loan, you can use the money for almost everything. Then you can borrow up to $5 million. The interest rate is a prime rate plus 2.25 to 2.75. And right now you don't have to pay the guarantee fee. So this is a 7A loan actually is through the lenders. Most of the banks actually, they participate in these programs. They're called 7A loan. 504 loan actually is for business to buy the property for business or the machinery. So SBA actually, you will only pay 10% down, and SBA will pay for, SBA will make a loan to you for 40%, and we will find a lender lend you 50%. So the beauty of these programs actually is you only pay 10% down. If a new business actually, only certain new business, okay, can be qualified for this one. This is for business to expand, your business. So for the property. So you have to use more than 51% of the property for your own business, 49% you can rent out. So if you use these programs, actually, you don't have to pay the mortgage recording tax in New York State. And also this is 25 years fixed interest rate. Okay, so this is can go up to $12 million. So right now, actually, a lot of business actually they especially buy the property in Manhattan because the interest rate is low and it's a good investment. So the next one is microloan. The microloan is for startups. You can borrow up to $50,000. So of course, prepare to start your own business. Okay. So if you're interested, consider. So I think right now for everybody, it's very important. You should see your financial situation and don't wait to the last minute. You have to, we say that actually you have to borrow money when you don't need the money. So when you need the money, actually, the lenders actually, they are not lending to you. Okay, so you should, really see your financial situation. We don't know when, where, the economic will back to normal. So if you consider those loans, you can contact our resource partner or you can contact the lenders. Most of the banks actually they participate in this one. We work with nationwide more than 300 lenders for the 7A and the 504 loan. For the micro loans, actually, I think in the beginning I show you those 5 organizations in New York district area. Okay, so we think now we can go to the question. I see today's only one question.
Until now, yes, there is one question on the Q&A. Thank you, Manli, for your excellent presentation and updates on everything that is related to funds and grants from SBA. Yes, there is one question on the Q&A.
Can adult daycare centers qualify for, okay, so actually, I think it's no, but there's one answer. Somebody asked, she run a nursing home, is that, and have the restaurants and drinks placed there. SBA's answer is no, because your primary business activities is not provide food or drink to the public, have to be to the public, okay? So the RRF, for RRF, okay, we have a restaurant license. Okay, if you, okay, this is Anna Low. If you have different EIN number, one for the restaurant, okay, so that's good. Have one for the restaurant, one for your daycare service. Actually, you can count 2. You have 2 locations, it's separate. Then if you have a restaurant license and have to be run independently from the daycare center.
Manli, we have a Facebook Live question about an ice cream truck.
Oh yes, ice cream and coffee shop are eligible. Any like a legal, okay, legal places, and you sell food and drink to the public. Okay.
But even if it's a mobile, it's a truck.
Yes,
it's the mobile,
food trucks, food carts, food, yeah, they all, so street vendors, you provide that, the food and drinks. So like bubble teas actually, okay. So, but bakery actually, bakery, you have to prove in 2019 your on-site sales more than 33% of your gross receipt, because some bakery actually they sell to the wholesale. Okay, so have to be on site. People go to your place to buy the food or drinks.
Another question from Facebook Live is, what about if the restaurant has been closed for more than 3 months?
If you comply with you see the calculation I mentioned, okay? So as long as it's in those years, actually you could, but it's not, you comply with the government's regulation, so temporary close is okay, as long as it's not permanently closed.
Okay. Temporary close is fine.
Right.
There is one more question on the chat. My business has been temporarily closed since late 2018. Can I still apply for the Restaurant Revitalization Fund?
I don't know the reason. Actually, if you close it for so long, because the pandemic start in 2020, so you already closed. You already closed in 2018. But you can try, okay? If you have because I have to show, actually, the calculation is your 2019's gross receipt minus 2020. So you already closed, so you don't have those numbers. You don't have those gross receipt.
Perfect. Thank you, Manli. We want to be respectful of your time. We know how busy you are. You are jumping from one presentation to the other presentation. Any final remarks, any final advice to our participants?
No, thank you, actually, Queens Chamber of Commerce. And also, we all try to help everybody. But now I think the restaurant funds is very important for everybody. So I encourage you, we don't know how fast the funds will run out. So please, apply as soon as possible. And if you need assistance, you can contact Queens Chamber of Commerce or our resource partner. We are here for you, okay?
Thank you. We received today, actually, we received an important information from Congresswoman Grace Meng. There is a flyer in multiple languages providing information and offering assistance also. I think we can share the flyer on the chat before we close the program.
Of course. Yeah, we know in Queens, actually, I work with LaGuardia Community College Small Business Development Center, and they have an office actually in Queens College. Actually, Congresswoman Grace Meng, actually, she's the one to get the funding for the Queens College office. So you can, and they have business advisors speak different languages.
Correct, correct. We're going to share the PowerPoint presentation. We share the list with you also with the emails, and I'm very sure that you have a list of upcoming webinars. I invite all the participants to visit the Queens Chamber of Commerce website and follow up with any questions. We are more than happy to provide business resources to local businesses in Queens and all over New York City. Right. Thank you, Manli.
Thank you. I'd like to thank Jacqueline. And right now, actually, we have some webinars, not for the reliefs. We want to help people how to plan, how to do the business plan, actually during or post-pandemic, and also how to sell to the government or even exporting to global markets. So we hope that actually you're not just survive, you will be strive too, okay?
Correct. Thank you, Manli. Stay safe and stay healthy.